Testing, 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 testing. All right, welcome back to round two. We're back for round two. Manny! Shout out to my moderator, Manny. Be sure to go on over to his channel, sub up, great content creator as well. Also, YHAM5750, you have been around long enough. It is time to go ahead and add. Well, no, you don't need to be a moderator. Since you don't want to be a moderator. Thank you for them likes, YHAM5750. Thank you for them likes. Thank you for them likes. Okay, so after an amazing Super Bowl with a classic, probably gonna stay Super Bowl contender Ravens. Okay, we are up into free agency right now. I won't be using a mic. I won't be using a camera, but I will at least be using a mic. I don't want to have us in a situation where basically you can't at least hear my voice. You know, I know how it feels to walk into a stream and like not know what's going on because the person's just like not talking. I feel like you should have one or another. You know, either the mic or the cam. Right now it's about it's about almost 11 o'clock at night, so I'm not gonna have the cam on because it's late basically. Okay. So the first thing is let's see where we felt as though we had some holes. Okay, so first off, at the quarterback room, I'm willing to give Shadar Sanders back the job, but he already, in his second year, he's already been labeled as a trade target young. Okay, now in the playoffs, he was playing as 80. Now I don't know how you get to, I guess at the end of the year is when you see their full like digression. That would be regression. Excuse me, regression. Say digression, regression. He's a good quarterback and everything like that. He's just not more of a scrambler, kind of how I play. But I would like to keep him on as a third string quarterback because I do feel as though that he could be built up more. I feel like he's already a top 25 cornerback in the NFL. His speed can't change, but his arm could probably get more deadly and things like that, and throwing under the pressure and awareness and all that sort of stuff. So, and then he likes the fact that we're a Super Bowl chance, but he would like to play in a warm weather state with no income tax. So he progressed pretty well so far this year. He's already at 76. I think when I got him, he was like a 71 or something. That's a maybe there. As far as the halfbacks that we have picked up, Zach Charbonnet is only about 2 points higher than Tank Bigsby, and Will Shipley's coming out the practice squad. Now I don't know if Will Shipley. Okay, Will Shipley's done with the practice squad, so we have won a title together. I would rather have Tank because Tank is actually faster than Charbonnet. So Charbonnet and Shipley will be traded. Caleb's a fullback, of course. Hold on one second, we got some new messages. And I gotta open the Cam Coop, how you doing, man? How's that day treating you? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Yes, I normally use a camera. I'm just not using it right now. If anybody's wondering, yes, I normally use a camera. I'm just not using it in this current capacity. Give me 1 second as I get everything pulled up here. All right, we are good. We are good. All right. Yes, I normally use a camera. I'm just not using it right now because it's 10 o'clock at night. Okay, Caleb's good at free safety, fullback. Okay, now wide receiver, we have Brendan Rice. Brendan, I think, can go back to the practice squad. He can't. Okay, Brendan's going to be traded. Brendan's not all that bad. He's a pretty good wide receiver. What's his motivation and tags? He likes everything. He's from Arizona. He would prefer to be in Arizona. Pretty good player. I notice he's normal. So his temper has him playing as a 76. His temper has him playing as a 76, but it's actually a 73. He said, "Can't wait for the new Cowboys. Can't wait for the Cowboys to win the division. Good. It was my birthday. How was yours?" First of all, happy belated birthday. Dak Prescott said, "Can't wait for the Cowboys to win the division." Dak, I know, let's get something across, right? I know you may see the logo and figure you're trolling me. Number one, I have family members that are Cowboys fans. I know you may be new to the stream, but I've already established that you guys had a good team before the year started. So this isn't nothing new right here that you guys won a game or two. You know, I'm not one of those streamers that's like, oh, I hate everybody. You know? And don't get me wrong, come back at the end of the year. Don't just come in. A lot of people do that. Oh, I can't wait for them to do this. And then I come in here because I'm here all year, you know, and then it'll be the end of the year and nobody's around. So he said, good, it was my birthday. How was yours? Happy belated birthday, Cam Coop. I'm glad you had a good, did you have a good birthday, man? Did you get some things that you wanted to get? Mine was good, man. I had a good weekend and stuff like that. Happy holidays and stuff. Can't complain. Got good health. Got good somewhere to lay my head. Somewhere to be peaceful. I can't complain, man. I can't complain. And that's happy birthday, man. My birthday was in October. Your birthday was in November. That's what I'm talking about. Them winter babies, man. Them winter babies. Tell them. Them winter babies. Brendan's probably going to go ahead and be traded. Landon Phillips. Landon can go back to the practice squad. Landon's having some real problems with routes, and he's only like a 71, so he's probably going to be released or traded. John Mechie definitely is going to be traded. So all these wide receivers right here are going to be traded. Yeah, I had some cake. It was good. Red velvet for the first time I ate it. Here's the thing, right? If I had to be honest, red velvet cake is actually pretty good, to be honest. Red velvet's very good. It just comes down to the frosting. I think it comes down to the frosting, to be honest. Oh, you said he got speed? Oh, he does? I mean, yeah. Oh, he can go to the practice squad. Oh, okay. Yeah, he was the guy I picked up where he was going to be my punt returner because what I can do is well, let me answer something. What is his long snap at? Can he long snap? Because here's my opinion, right? If he can, let me see something. Let me go. I just have a quick question because I have kind of like a thought. What season are you in? This is the third season right here. Just won the Super Bowl a couple hours ago. With the long snapper, I have a question. Can it be anybody, or does it have to be somebody that's really, really good at it? Can it be this wide receiver I have? Oh, it'd have to be like a tight end, lineman, somebody with like a certain overall to do it. Oh, okay. So really having Tyler Steen on as a line, as a left, as a blah, blah. Having Tyler Steen on as a long snapper is ridiculous because I could just have like Nick Roman do it as a 56 and have Steen off the team. But I like having Tyler Steen. I like him as a lineman. Cam Coop, thank you for them likes and thank you for them likes. Okay, so yeah, he can go to the practice squad. So basically, it'd be John Mechie and Brendan Rice. They're going to be traded. In the tight end room, everybody's good there. Left tackle, we got some really good people on the practice squad. Okay, so first off, we were able to practice squad. We were able to pick up Ronnie Staley. Excuse me, Ronnie is a mentor at 11, and he's in his 11th year. Okay, so we're getting kind of long-winded at the left tackle position. Now, Rashawn Slater's out there, but I'm going to be trading Rashawn Slater. Hold on a second. Let me get this foot thing. I'm going to be trading Rashawn Slater in a little bit here, probably back to the Chargers. And then, or I might just trade him to wherever I want him to go to pick up who I want. And then Ezra Cleveland. Ezra's nice. We got him back under contract, but he might get replaced. We were to pick Ryan Kelly up from the practice squad. I mean, excuse me, from the, what do you call that? From, what's the name of that there? Ryan Kelly from free agency. And then he's a mentor, so that's going to only help Cam Jurgens get better. And then we got Elijah Vera-Tucker up to 90. We got our newly drafted. This was the guy we drafted last year, Rome, who ended up being a superstar. We got him up to 82. We have Christian over here, who's almost 99. And we got Joe Alt behind him. Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater will be being traded. Why are you trading Slater instead of the older Slater? Okay, so I am trading. So this is what I did, right? I trade people based upon how the season goes until the season's over. So what happened was, if I'm not mistaken, the Chargers just put a tweet out a couple of hours ago where they were tweeting. It was kind of like one of those things where they were trolling the Philadelphia Eagles. And I was like, oh, okay, so we're going to do this thing where everybody that beats us kind of is like, you know, we destroyed y'all or whatever you want to call it. So I don't want their players, you know. We won a championship. I'm not gonna do him dirty. You know, I'm not gonna like punt the player or. And also to let you know as well, I have the draft class strength turned up to super strong. So I joke around about it being about them tweet. I don't really care what they tweet. The main part is the draft class is on strong. So what that means is every year there's going to be superstars and X factors that come out. If you hold on to these real life players too long, they're going to get too old, they're going to retire, and you're not going to have any capital to do anything. So it's better to strike while the iron's hot, you know? Josh Hines Allen, 30 years old, about to be 99. Time to move on from him and get somebody else in here. Myles Garrett's one of my favorite players. I wouldn't do that to Myles. Landon's playing as a 93. Now let's see, it's his overall. So his overall has him playing 12 points higher. His motivation in tags, he likes both of ours, but he has a 99. This man, Landon's pretty good, and he's practice squad eligible, so he's sticking around. If anything, he's on the practice squad at bare minimum. That's fair. You can definitely get more value as we get. Yeah, you can get, man. You should be able to get some real good talent. Yahweh, we have Yahweh. Yahya, he's gonna be stepping. I'm gonna have Yahya step in probably. I'm gonna have Jalen Phillips below Tulio Potu, and I'm probably gonna have Yahya take Josh Hines Allen's position over here on the left. Defensive tackle wise, Derek Brown's been doing well. Big Cat's gonna be traded. He's like in his 12th year. I'll probably trade him back to Seattle for a pick. Pune, I'm gonna hold on to. Ty Robinson. Where is Ty at? Okay, so he has a 15 temper as well. Can he go back to the practice squad? Okay, so yeah, he's probably gonna be traded as well. Covington can go back to the practice squad. I think a lot of these like super positions that they have are coming from the Super Bowl wins, so we have to wait till after that to see what's going on. We have some great strong side linebackers. We were able to pick up Noah Sewell. We have Jeremiah Trotter. I'm thinking about swinging Trotter to Will's side linebacker just so he can get more reps over there 9 times out of 10. The cornerback room, Ingram was a pickup towards the end. Can he still go to practice squad? All right, well then he's going to be traded as well. And free safety, Makuba did pretty well this year. He's playing as an 82. He has a 2-up rating. His man coverage isn't that bad. His zone coverage is almost 90. Play recognition's at about 83. He's only receiving 1 to 2 points. He's a top 14 strong safety in the league. I don't see any reason that we need to trade him. Yeah. So one people I would say working trades out would be in the offseason would be somebody like say Vita. Because I can help him. I can use him at the as a backup line defensive tackle, and he's older, so I might not have to put out as much. So let's see what they would want. No trade packages. They're looking for a bunch of crap that I can't give them. Let's see. I can offer you. You ain't getting none of Staley or nothing like that. I can offer you Williams. How you a fantasy? How you a fantasy football at all? Yeah. So here's the thing, right? I'm going to tell you why I'm mad with fantasy football, right? I was playing fantasy football consecutively every year. And then this thing started where when I moved to the West Coast, it was like, I think it started like right after I moved, like a couple years after I moved to the West Coast. They changed the time zone thing where instead of you just being able to go into I think I got to change where I play fantasy at. Because I think I played it on either ESPN or NFL, and they had this real weird way of telling me, like military time and different time zone, military times and stuff. And I'm like, bro, just tell me what time it is. If it's 8 o'clock, then I can watch TV and know, okay, at 8 o'clock I got a draft. Instead of me having to figure this out. So I kind of missed the beginning of the season, and we're kind of at the end. But I do like fantasy draft as well. I do like fantasy. Fantasy is very interesting. I'm trying to think of some players. Who did I even want to move? Who was that? Some people. You're looking for a will, huh? I don't have any wills that you can have off of my team. And then I don't have anybody that I'm. Oh, I have the bull. I know he probably wouldn't equal up. Landon, he's an 81. Okay. So we're mainly looking at. Oh, what about Big Cat? I trade you Big Cat for Vita. Okay, no interest in that. And yeah, I don't have any seconds, right? Yeah, I got all first. Okay. Just wanted to check in on that. And then didn't y'all have him? Y'all had Sauce on the Browns, right? If I'm not mistaken, Sauce was on the Browns, correct? Right? Yep, Sauce was on the Browns. And then what was y'all looking for? They were looking for a Mike side linebacker. No trade packages. Okay. We could throw one pick out there. Well, no, not one pick. We could throw who are you looking for? A Mike side linebacker? Wide receiver. We could throw Cody on there. See how interested they would be. Okay. So yeah, that's all they really got. That's what I'm saying. They start clinging on to these players and stuff. They don't really want to trade anybody. Okay. So let's go back to free agency where we were. View available free agents. Okay, so we have some American people. Now we can go. We was a little bit rushed earlier because I had to go make dinner and stuff. So now we can actually go piece by piece. Okay, so Justin Fields has signed somewhere else. I have Shadari Sanders, right? But there's Justin Fields would have been nice to be able to pick up. I actually am a field fan of Justin Fields as far as a player. He's actually a star too. There might be. I like Shadari Sanders myself. I would prefer to keep Shadari because I feel as though he has more of the sturdier arm. Even though he can't really roll out of pocket, he has the acceleration. So if he sees the blitz coming and he rolls out, he can kind of get away. So I'm going to hold off there on the quarterback room. I don't think there's anybody else I can see. If we go by speed, let me see. If we go by speed, Fields, Richardson, Malik Willis. Oh, okay. And then the next up would be it would probably be Richardson. Hold on one second, y'all. You said, how do you feel about the Phillip Rivers news? If I had to be honest, I like what I was hearing. I personally myself, I'm old enough to say that I saw Phillip Rivers play, not in real life or nothing like that, as far as like in person, but I saw Phillip Rivers play a lot on TV, and I feel that Phillip Rivers coming back only helps the sport of football. I think that this is going to lead to more guys saying, "Hey, I'm gonna climb off the couch." I think that commercial was true. I think it's going to lead to more people saying, "Hey, I'm gonna climb off the couch and take myself back to NFL." Um, I think it's one of those situations where I would love to see myself personally. I would love to see Phillip Rivers and Aaron Rodgers go at it in the playoffs. That's what I want to see. Loser gets retired. But I would love to see Phillip Rivers versus Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. I would love to see not just for the Philadelphia Eagles. I would love to see certain people come back just to see what they would do now. Like if Megatron came back to play for the Lions, if Julio came back to play for the Falcons. When you look at some of these teams, like what they would be like if they had some of the guys that just retired recently. Put Phillip in Madden, then put his age at 20. Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald on the Rams, Well, I think the Rams, if I had to be honest, I understand where they're coming from pushing for a Super Bowl, but I think they're pushing themselves into a capacity where they may not know what they're doing. Mainly just because I feel as though, okay, all right, Howie Roseman knew that we might need another quarterback before we did, right? So Howie realized that basically, hey, we might need a quarterback that's worth something behind Carson, right? Now, yes, to address this right off the bat, I think that's one of the dumbest things in the world to hear about, benching Jalen Hurts. But the reason why I bring that up is because a lot of GMs will see that before we see it. Like, you see how the Colts realized, let's get Daniel Jones in here before Anthony Richardson was even hurt, The best chance for my Bills to win the Super Bowl is this year, even though we have multiple injuries. No, don't get me wrong. Every year can feel that way, but you have to all right. I give the Bills credit, right? They didn't risk too much. Y'all are not risking that much this year. You see what I'm saying? who's like who like put the whole thing out there on the line, in my opinion, is like somebody like the Colts, where not only have they reached to Phillip Rivers, but they've reached to Daniel Jones, they've reached to Anthony Richardson. It's like, bro, are y'all good, or is it that y'all believe that y'all are good just now? You know, and that's the thing about it. There's difference in being like, no matter what year it is, being a playoff or a Super Bowl contender, and being a possible Super Bowl contender. You know, I feel like without a quarterback, you're kind of stuck. You know, that's kind of the whole thing. Is Phillip Rivers able to throw you to a Super Bowl? I'm not gonna say otherwise. I saw Peyton Manning do it. You know, I really saw Peyton Manning do it along with the Broncos that one year. So I'm not gonna sit up here and say, hey, Phillip Rivers can't come in and, you know, catch a couple quick Super Bowls and make it happen. I mean, Super Bowls, catch a couple passes and make it happen. You know, who am I to say otherwise? This dude came back for a reason. Let's see here. Yeah, so, and then Anthony Richardson wants $85 million. Now, the reason why I'm going to go ahead and put out the $58 million, number one, is because he's asking for how many years? He's asking for a 3-year deal at about $86 million a year. He is labeled as a not. Oh, my bad. He is labeled as a. As a matter of fact, let me get the volume up there. I don't have to talk too loud. 1 second. That way I don't have to talk louder. All right, there you go. So, yeah, so the thing about it is he is a 74. And, why do I have the earphones in? That's why I'm talking louder. I don't even know why I got the earphone in like I'm about to hear the announcer or something like that. Yeah, so the thing about it is he is a 74, but he is basically, in my opinion, probably one of the best. You mean 86 overall, 86 over 3 years? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the 86 over. She said, "Son, Mac Jones." Mac Jones. So here's the thing about it, right? I don't play Mac Jones. He's a 71 and all that, right? But the style of play of how I play is like, if the play breaks down, I'm scrambling. That's just how I roll. You know, if the play breaks down, I'm scrambling. So with him having a rocket arm and also being able to scramble, it really helps. Now, there's no real other stars in here. Justin Fields was the only star in here. Now, I already have a team. Before investors ask me, yes, the team is 99. No, I didn't cheat it. The salary's off. And no, I didn't force any trades. That way we don't have that question asked 800 million times in the chat before I get to the draft. But yeah, let's go ahead and give him the 58. I don't have a problem giving him the 58. If anything, I could go ahead and push him somewhere else. Let's actually put it up a little bit and say 18.5. And also, I know this question is going to come up. Eric, are you good? Hey, I'm straight. Also, let me answer this question now before it starts getting asked. Just because the salary cap is off does not mean I'm about to address that right now. I knew it was coming. I've been doing this almost 10 years. I knew it was coming. Let me explain. Just because the salary cap is off does not mean you can do what you want to do. I know a lot of people have never played with the salary cap off and don't know how it works. Just because the salary cap is off does not mean you can offer everything all year. You have a certain amount of money that you can offer. So you have, I think it's somewhere around like $300 million a year, right? That $300 or $400 million for players and another $200-300 for players is all you really have. Now that you're no longer owner, you cannot press the numbers more. So you have the ability to sign as much as you want. But if a player asks for more than what you have that year, then you can't sign them. So it doesn't matter that the salary's off. And you're also not an owner. So what that means is if you do mess up the numbers, you can't go back and change it. So, you know, that's why like some people you'll see me bring on and then I'll trade them. Eric Andrews said, "Can I play you?" This is a closed off franchise for subscribers and mods. Sorry about it. It's not actually open to the community. Anthony Richardson got an offer from us. It just depends on if he wants to take it. Okay, halfback wise. I think we're pretty good on the halfback. I don't want to create a situation where we have a bunch of guys that are not gonna play or, you know, really don't actually do anything, you know. Let's see here. So that's pretty good on halfback. Fullback is pretty good. We're good there. Wide receiver Chris Godwin decided he wanted to go somewhere else. And you know what? Do they have a practice squad tab in this? No practice squad tab? Okay. Tyler, any stars in here? The only reason why I go stars, Deontay Jones, he's 31 years old. Who's that guy? Jahan Dotson. Oh, Dotson's up there. Dotson got some real speed on him. He's only 27 years old. Yeah, I think Dotson will make a really good, let me see. Normal, deep threat, knows all the routes, motivation and tag. So he's from Pennsylvania. Yeah, let's pick him up. And then what we can maybe do is, because we were able to carry T-Mac, we might carry Dotson. Noah says, sign me up. Sign Burks. Let's do a 3-year deal with Jahan Dotson. Not saying we won't draft a rookie. Nobody's on the team just yet until next year. Offers Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin decided to take a $30 or so million deal from the Rams, so he now plays for the Rams. Tight end wise, we good. We don't really need to do nothing there. There's nobody there that's young. Let me go by age wise. Nobody there that can make like the practice squad or nothing. All these guys, see, they starting to age out. That's why you're seeing some good players. He got speed. That's true. I got Ronnie Staley in the practice squad. I also got Willis. I tried to get Cross, but Cross decided to go with the Rams. Rams going to be something to mess with this year. Joel Bento, an 80-year-old left guard. Is he a mentor? No, he is not. But he might be better than Ezra Cleveland. He's been in the game for 13 years. Put an offer in. He's looking for 11 a year. Hit him with the 22 for 2. The linemen are very hard to find in the beginning of the year. So, centers were pretty good. Right guard is average. Right tackle can be better, but I'm okay with that. They're in their 30s. Kevin Thibodeau went to the Cardinals. That's okay because I wasn't trying to pick him up anyway. Okay. He was the tackles, Leonard, and Ford we were able to pick up. Right edges were good. Strong side linebackers. Sam side linebackers. Okay, so we have Chad Muma. I had Chad on the team at one point. Even though we have Noah. I think I had Chad on the team at one point. And Chad's normal. Was there any stars in the linebacker room on this side? Okay, who's this? Yazaway Abdullah. Okay. He has a 71 play recognition. He has a 90 speed, 95 acceleration. If he could go to the practice squad, this would make a great dude to be able to make a run stopper. But with him having no practice squad time, it doesn't really leave any options for me to bring him on. And I'm trying to keep from bloating. I kind of call it bloat, where you just bring on a lot of people from free agency and then you have to find a way to get rid of people. And it's a whole thing. Like, I'm trying to cut down on that a little bit. Devin Bush. Oh, Devin Bush is 29 years old and he won an award like that? He won an award? What team? What award did he win? He's a star now? Dude was drafted in the first round. He's been to 1 Pro Bowl. He was the AFC Defensive Player of the Week one week, and he was the 2026 last year's best linebacker. Yeah, Devin Bush wants to come to the team too. I'll put an offer in for him. $18 million. Raise it up to say $3.6. Well, let me see if I can find an open position for you type dudes. And then we might draft at that position. Okay, at the cornerback room, we got people, nobody's a star. Kevin Fuller, Kendall Fuller, he's still out there. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. We're just going to take our last couple people and we can go ahead and bounce. Jair Brown. Okay, Jair is getting an offer from the Panthers. And he has no interest to come to our team, so One less person I got to deal with. Go ahead and withdraw his offer. And then we'll slide down to say, what, he was at 81? Yeah, we don't really need nobody else. So I'm not going to just, bring people on. Just asking, why do you play with cap off? Okay, so it's not a aggravated thing. I'm not like one of those, content creators to get mad or nothing. Basically, what happens is I played, when I first started playing Madden online for as content. Basically, I did it, I want to say 8 years ago. And when I started playing 8 years ago, I used to play on All Madden, and I used to play with the salary cap on. And some years you would win the Super Bowl, some years you didn't. I still did it, but I found that what happened was, like, I think it was like the second or third year around, I found that what happens is, number one, online rosters have a option to crash and delete. So what that means is, for me, I have been able to play Madden, I want to say a good 10 years in the future after the game comes out. And it's never deleted. It's never caused a problem. I've never had an issue, right? I've been able to play it when the servers are down, when the servers are up, when they're da-da-da-da. That's why I'm offline, right? Then, as far as the money with the cap goes, the NFL, I don't know if everybody knows this. If you want to take a second and whip out your phone or your tablet and look it up, you can. Every year, the NFL cap goes up. I know it's something that they don't say is going to happen, but 9 times out of 10, whether it be now or 2 years from now, the players are going to say, we want more money. The owners are going to say, we want more money from TV. And they're going to say, okay, let's raise the cap by $100, $200 million. What Madden does not do is Madden doesn't take that into account. So what that means is, okay, right now, when you have somebody like, say, Jalen Hurts sign a contract for $278 million, when Patrick Mahomes goes to get a contract renewed, say, let's say 6 years from now, in the season, he's going to want close to $300 million, and you can't afford that because it's higher than the cap. The game won't let you keep him around. You would basically have to trade the whole entire team to keep him, and that's not real life. So between that and the fact that you can get fired, meaning you could play 4 or 5 years and get fired, I'm like, so you got the online, you got the headache from it outright, and you could be fired? I just turned it off. And then as far as the level, I turned it down to all pro. I don't really, you got to understand something. I have nothing to prove. A lot of people, I think, sometimes play on certain levels and play certain ways to prove to other people something. I have no idea what they're trying to prove, but I play to have fun. I'm playing to have fun. It's difficult. Like, if you go back and watch all the games, I'm not just out here blowing people out 60-0. And you also have to keep in mind, too, that the salary cap being off, that's why I'll show you right now. Look at how weak this year's franchise was. The highest, this is how weak this year's free agency was, where the highest rated people are a 33-year-old left tackle, a 31-year-old wide receiver, and a 30-year-old halfback. Ain't nobody getting nobody not signed now. They keeping all them dudes in house. Maybe I could have went after Cross a little bit harder because he's a 26-year-old, but maybe not. Gamer. Welcome to the 51 Dynasty community. Welcome to one of the best online communities available today, where you are appreciated. Thank you for your support, and welcome into the group. I hope you're enjoying the stream. And just to let everyone know, he said, you're an Eagles fan. Yes, I am. Born and bred in Philadelphia, my man. Born and bred. Nader. Welcome to the 51 Dynasty community. Welcome to one of the best online communities available today, where you are also appreciated. Thank you for your support, and welcome into the group as well. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hey, that's what's up. Me too. Yeah. Mother from West, father from North. Grew up there my whole life. Soon as the weather stops being ridiculous, I'll visit again. But the weather is nuts right now. I think there's some parts of Washington, because I live in Washington State. There's some parts of Washington that are like underwater right now. So I'm kind of like chilling for a little bit. Just was curious because I can't play with the no limit on guys. I can't play with the no limit on guys to sign. Just was curious because I just can't play on that with no limit on guys to sign. Well, the thing about it is, to explain it to you, what I would recommend to help you is, if you're going to turn the salary off, then what I would do also is I would turn off practice. I turned off practice squad ceiling as well. So what that means is, instead of the roster just being the guys that I have from the regular roster, I also have 10 or 12 guys on the practice squad that I get to keep over there for 4 years, and that nobody can touch. So everybody plays different. Some people, I'm gonna tell you right now, some people don't even play franchise. Some people pick up Madden solely to play. He said get Pollard. No, I'm good. I got two mods. I got a mod and Saquon Barkley and Tank Bigsby. Tank Bigsby's better than Tony Pollard. Um, what do you call it? Some people pick up Madden and just play 1-on-1. You know, some people go into it like, hey, I'm just gonna play 1-on-1 every day. I'm gonna get up. It's nothing but 1-on-1, 1-on-1, 1-on-1. And I understand that's their thing. You know, for me, I'm a franchise guy. I run it more like an RPG, so that's where we are. Okay, so we have 3 people targeted. 4, actually. Let's see who got signed. Okay, Joel Bento, you didn't take your offer? I am withdrawing my offer, dude. You're like 80 years old. You serious? Stanley, Kelly, Williams, Yaye, Corey, Charbonnet, Pune, Landon, Devin Bush, okay, Jahan Dotson, Panay Sewell, and we got Anthony Richardson back. Okay, was able to pick Richardson up. What year again? Sorry for interrupting. Oh, no problem. I am in the year 2026, but it's going to be 27 once we get out of free agency. So, okay, I think I've done enough on free agency. I don't want to jump into getting everybody out of free agency and then. Yeah, bro. My quarterback stand is, I'm a quarter. Now, also, you may ask this as well. Well, how did you get this player? How did this player and how did you get what's the question I get sometimes? How did you get a player? To add a player into franchise, all you have to do is go into add player, right? Change the player around to whatever you fit. I have certain rules, meaning that number one, I create one offensive, one defensive player for myself. One offensive and one defensive player, like for what do you call it? One offensive and one defensive player for my moderators, and one offensive and defensive player for subscribers. Right? He says, "See, like you have a 99 overall team because there's no money limit. I like money on for me." Okay, so Nader, this is where you gotta ask, man, because that's not actually true. See, you just found this stream today. I have about 9 days in Madden. Okay, and let me tell you like this. This isn't one of those streamers where I'm just telling you that. If you go to what I can't advertise is where I am, right? Like say my website, I'll put it right here in the chat. 1 second. If you go to that website right there and follow it to wherever I am, basically, you will see that, to be honest with you, right, I have made, this is what takes me out. Don't get me wrong, but I get this question all the time. I have been playing Madden since Madden came out. I'm not talking about Madden like in 1991. I'm talking about this year's Madden. I have been playing this year's Madden like a week before it came out, okay? So a week before it came out, I started playing, and I made somewhere in the neighborhood. Hold on 1 second. So what I was saying, I knew that in the middle of the night I would have to address this, and it's okay with it. I know a lot of people come in, they want to know why is the cap off? I don't want the headache. Okay, so this person, hold on 1 second. This person has to go because we have that one person that, I'm sorry, but I don't deal with stuff like that, right? Mute him, and yeah, you're gone. Sorry, that's the end of you. Anybody else? Anybody else want to go along with him? Okay, we can take this person. Okay, so to answer the question to people that want to be respectful, right? The thing about it is, right? First of all, I want to. The reason why I didn't even get a chance to address what I was saying, right? The thing about it is, at that website, if you go there, you will see that I buy Madden before it comes out. Okay, so what I bought the MVP edition. So what that means is I was playing Madden, I want to say somewhere around 2 weeks before everybody else got it. Okay, And then also, I played it almost every other day leading up to today. I've played 2 seasons, and in every season, I've made at least 50 trades. I have also traded away 3 years worth of draft picks 2 consecutive years. So what that means is the first year I came in and traded 3 years worth of draft picks, and then the second year when they gave me another set, I came in and traded those draft picks. So I traded 4 year worth of draft picks, and I made 100 trades. So to kind of come in and see a 99 overall and assume that okay, you just went out and got all these players. Like, if you want to know the story, I run it like RPG. If you want to know the story, just go back to the website and check it out. Check it out. Don't just assume. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to 1 second. What playbooks to use? Colton, thank you for those likes. Thank you. I use myself personally. I like run balanced. I like multiple defense. I feel like multiple defense gives you a very kind of like, how can I say, like roundabout defense. Like I feel like with multiple defense you get plays from everybody. And then I feel like with run balanced, it's kind of like it's a run heavy offense, but you have good aerial plays. But I think I may change it up next year. I think that things are getting harder. Like I'll show you this right here. Everybody can see, so you don't think like it's just my team, right? You see the Giants over here. These two guys are my moderators players. He has Puka Nakua. He also has Brock Bowers. He has Malik Neighbors, Brian Burns. That's all on the Giants. Then you have the Ravens, where there's Manny Taylor. He has his quarterback, his will linebacker. Everybody that's on the Ravens. He also has DK Metcalf over there. Then there's the Packers, where there's Luigi Hicks as a quarterback. He's over there as a quarterback of the Packers. You have Quincy Jones, who is a will side linebacker for the Cowboys, as well as their quarterback. So it's one of those things where it's like kind of like an alternate universe. It's not one of those like, okay, this is the NFL. We just, the Eagles are winning everything. Like that's not how it works. Yeah, you trade picks for guys with huge contracts and no limit money. Yeah, I mean that's the thing about it. I'm not in it to convince you. Like that's the thing. If here's the thing about it, right? What if I was to tell you that? Okay, what if I was to say that I played on all Madden, won championships, stayed online, and didn't go over the cap before everybody was playing Madden? Like before everybody wanted to stream Madden. It's on the website. It's on YouTube. I'm not one of those. I'm tell you honestly, the reason why I'm not like tripping out about it, and just to let everybody know, I normally use a camera. This is not like me ducking something because of a game or something. It's late at night. That's why I don't have a camera on. But yeah, what I was saying was, I mean, I've been doing this almost 10 years. The footage is out there. Feel free to check it out. You'll see me talking into the mic. You'll see my name was different. At the time, my name was, if I remember correctly, I think it was still Salt Aries Media or something like that at the time. The mic might not be as good as it is now because I didn't have my mic back then. But bro, I was winning Super Bowls left and right on all Madden with just the Eagles. I'm talking back when we had Carson Wentz and no good cornerbacks. DeMarco Murray as a halfback still winning Super Bowls. I remember, bro, I used to take the Texans. Okay, you want to know how good I was with, forget the Eagles. Bro, I used to take the Texans to the Super Bowl within 5 years without forcing any trades. No, with no sliders. No, I like the sliders. I like the sliders, right? But I'm talking about when everybody's like, this is easy because there's no cap. Like before I turned the cap off, bro, I used to take the Texans to the Super Bowl within like 5 years, with no forced trades, no creative players, nothing. So this is me enjoying it after 10 years of making everybody else team good. I want to play with my team. Said, do you use any of the sliders? The ones that I like to use are more like I turn the draft class up to strong. So when we get up to and then also I traded away a bunch of players and I put myself into a position to have the number 3 pick, the number 4 pick, the number 9 pick, the number 16 pick, and the number 21 pick. So we got a lot of picks. That's what I was actually setting up for. But I think we're done with free agency. We can move. I want to at least do the draft to see what the draft looks like. At least the first round of the draft. I took the Giants to 3 Super Bowls, won all 3 by 2035. You a Giants fan? That's what's up. My cousin is a Giants fan. She is a big blue fan. I would tell you, out of everybody I have on the team right now, there's 2 people that I like the style of way they play, even though we enemies. And that would be Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart. I think Jackson Dart is cocky, don't get me wrong, but he seemed like he got the talent to back it up. Abdul, I don't know, man. Abdul, he seemed like he got the talent, but he seemed like he already a problem. But I think they're good. I think Abdul, once he gets his mind in the game, he'll be good for you guys. I think Jackson Dart's your franchise quarterback. You don't have to look for that anymore. I think you got a franchise guy, Malik Neighbors. I believe Dexter Lawrence is a top-flight defensive tackle, so you're good there. You got Brian Burns and Abdul Carter now coming off the side for both of them. So yeah, a couple more pieces. If I had to be honest, this is one of those things where people don't expect the NFC East to be good. So I like them too. They're good. Yeah, I like. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Carter because of the fact that he was born in North Philly. But at the same time, I saw the way Jackson Dart was playing. If anything, the young boy got to learn to slide a little bit. That's the one thing I would say. Slide, young boy, slide. Don't put yourself into a situation where you up here going heads up with players and stuff, bro. I'm gonna need you to slide, my man, slide. Wait, there were some trades that happened. There's trades. Oh, okay. I guess a bunch of people there must have been a bunch of people that was on the. The trade block's out. Oh, they made trades before the trade block even got finished. Rashid White, they were trying to trade him last year. He about to be 30 years old. Cam Scadaboo. They trading Scadaboo already? Wow. But look at how many running backs. See, this is what I'm talking about. Look at how many running backs are greenlit. Jesus. There's like hundreds of running backs. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm a Vikings. Sorry, bro. I like the Vikings, but the Giants are respectful, though. I feel you what the Vikings like. That's understandable. This young boy is practice squad eligible, right? And I would like to pick him up as a halfback. So this is what we're going to do. It's getting kind of late, almost midnight at night, right? So I'm going to have the stream going, but I'm going to kill the mic. So I'm going to keep going, and we're going to go through the draft.